All right, guys, what's up? Today's video is going to be all about opening, how to become a master conversation starter, and how you can begin to develop and hone in on your skill set of striking up conversations and getting really, really good at being able to rock up and break the ice anywhere, anytime with anybody doing anything. So let's get into it. First thing I want to get into is the key mindset behind becoming an opener and opening up conversations. So, to master the skill set, all right, of opening, you need to understand that without being an opener, without having the ability to do this and strike up conversations with people, you literally don't have the ability to get anything else that you want in life either. So being an opener is not about the result of the open, but rather it's about becoming a certain kind of person. So I want you to let that sink in. It's not even about the words, it's not even about the result, but it's about the kind of human being that you become as a function of honing in on this skill set. So you become the initiator of life and you become at the source of opportunity in the world. So if you don't train this skill set, if every man at one point in his life does not undergo the process of overcoming and working through the blocks and the barriers that prevent you from starting conversations with strangers, then you're ultimately going to have to accept a reality where certain things in life are off limits to you. So you live in a cage, you see beautiful women and you think to yourself, if only, right? And in that sense, you're limited. And that could be the rest of your life forever if you don't take this seriously. So you must refuse to accept this reality with conviction and you need to make the stand for that to not be your reality more powerful than fear. So this is about living a life where nothing is off limits. And even if you don't get what you want, you can look back on your life when you're old and you're gray, and you can be damn proud that you were willing to swing the bat. And so who knows, you might be able to hit a home run. So that's the first lesson when it comes to opening conversations and becoming an opener, is that you're putting limits on yourself because of fear. So the only thing that guarantees that you won't get the result that you want in life is if you fail to look fear in the face and say, fuck you. So it's not about the results. It's about a paradigm shift. Nothing is off limits. Everything is game on. Every situation is an opportunity. So the second lesson here is that you need to begin opening everybody. What I mean by that is you can train this skill set by taking the action for the sake of being an action taker, not for the result. So what you do here to practice in the beginning is just lower your standards, right? For success. And what do I mean by that? So it's for who you open, and it's also for the result that you look for, right? What you want to do is you want to open somebody for the sake of practicing opening somebody. And I recommend that you do this 2 times per day with any random stranger that you come across in your day-to-day life. So lower the standard for the person and lower the standard for the outcome. Just start doing it. So open people without the intention of even having a conversation with them. After they've been opened, end the interaction, even if that means cutting it short. With thanks, have a great day. Appreciate it. See you around. Lesson number 3 when it comes to opening is that there is no script. So drop the canned lines and drop the memorized openers. The key here is to train an improvisational muscle that allows you to open people on autopilot. So instead of memorizing something, you need to internalize this framework that I'm going to teach you, and you need to begin to train this muscle. So it will become unconscious to you. You'll be able to reach a level of unconscious competency where you may find yourself saying similar things from time to time or even repeating yourself, but that's only because social situations don't tend to differ too much. You develop what we call muscle memory. Now, before I get into the actual techniques of opening and how you can begin to implement this in practice, becoming an opener, becoming that guy, you need to understand that it's about observation and wonder. So becoming observational is about wondering. So when you see that hot girl, what you have to stop doing is thinking to yourself about how hot she is, right? Because that's when you get in your head. when you see people, you need to stop thinking about the reasons that you like them and rather start wondering things about them or what they're doing or what they're wearing, etc. So I wonder if blank, I wonder what blank, or I wonder how blank. So for example, you see somebody that you want to talk to and you know that you need to open a conversation. Begin first by wondering. Make an observation and then wonder something. So I wonder what ethnicity she is, or I wonder what he thinks of those gym shoes. I wonder, I wonder, I wonder. So if you think about it, this is where opinions and questions and compliments begin to appear. Now, let's start getting into the actual techniques that you'll use to become a master opener, to become the king of opening conversations. So, number one is questions. So, make an observation about somebody and then ask a person a question based off of what you wonder. Become just genuinely curious about something such that the open comes across in your own mind as a means to legitimately get information. So examples of this is, hey, I see that you've got the XYZ, just curious. Like, does it actually ABC? Another example is, hey, quick question. Sorry, it's my first time here, but do you know about ABC? So wonder something, right? And that will let you lean on other people to ask them questions. Easy way to open conversations is just come up with something that you wonder and then ask the person directly next to you a question, or ask the hot girl standing over there the question about whatever it is that you wonder. Perfect way to start a conversation. So with questions. Number two is going to be compliments. So a lot of the times this is like an article of clothing. Sometimes it's something about their vibe. Maybe it's an activity that they're doing, like a dance move, or maybe it's a choice that they made, right? But observe something and then wonder, right? So you're going to always follow up a compliment with a question. Let me just give you a couple of examples. So example number one is, hey, sorry, this is random. I saw that you have the XYZ. I just wanted to say I really like how it 1, 2, 3. Let them respond and then say, yeah, for sure. Are you big on ABC? Another example is, hey, that's a nice ABC. Did you just get back from 1, 2, 3? So again, man, it's just about making an observation, giving a compliment about that, and then following it up with a question. So it's about wonder, but it's also about becoming observational and about being able to deliver your observation just by telling them that you like it, right? Easy, man. Just make an observation, give a compliment, and ask a question. All right. And then the third one is going to be opinions. So this is my favorite. Now, the reason is because it lets you give a lot of threads and a lot of context before you ask the question. And then it kind of forces them to think about it and then give you an answer. So make it something relevant, right? About the current times, about the venue, about current topics of conversation or discussion. A couple of examples would sound like this. So, hey, real quick, can I get your input on something? And then they say, yeah, sure. So, what's your honest opinion about blank, blank, blank? Another example is, hey, real quick, this is kind of funny, but I need your opinion on something real fast. And they'll say, okay. And then you'll go into, so how ... And this is where you can kind of give some context, right? And this is where you're able to demonstrate some of your personality, and it keeps them hooked and engaged until you ask them for what you need their opinion about, right? So again, you need to just get into the world of wonder. And then you need to just basically lean on other people around you in your environment to answer the questions that come up in your mind. So again, it's just about opinions, it's about compliments, and then it's about questions. It's literally that simple. You don't have to memorize anything. You just have to become observational. And then you need to just start basically figuring out ways that you can frame it into some type of compliment. Hey, I just noticed, I saw that. By the way, does that mean this? Or, hey, real quick, sorry, I saw that you were over blah, blah, blah. I was just wondering, does that da 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 da? And then, hey, real quick, sorry, I noticed that da 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 da. Can I get your opinion on something? I know it's random. So, okay, so how, and literally you can just fucking strike up conversations at the gym. You can do it at the bar. You can do it on the street. But just, again, guys, focus on observation and wonder. So the last lesson here, number 5, which I think is the most important aspect to becoming like a really like the king of opening, like a master opener, is to just speak your mind. All right. So it's about letting go. It's about letting go of stifling yourself or filtering your thoughts. It's about speaking your mind on what you wonder and letting that come through, and then letting other people have an opportunity to contribute to you. So a good way that you can practice this is just go get rejected on purpose, right? If it's a night out, see a hot chick and then go pre-accept the rejection, right? Just say to yourself, like, all right, hey, I'm going to make an observation here. I'm going to go give the compliment for the sake of just speaking my mind, and then I'm going to ask a question about something that I wonder, and then I expect her to give me the answer and blow me, blow me off and blow me out right away. So just pre-accept it and then go do the thing. So let the standard for success be a rejection is basically the point that I'm making here. Make it the goal to get dismissed. So again, I want you to lower the standard for who you're opening and what the open is for. Make it a practice to do it to two strangers to, in throughout your day to day. But the goal is to basically satisfy the question, right? Make the goal just to satisfy what you wonder, right? Because that way you're not even really trying to get anything from anybody. The hot girl, the reason that you have so much fucking anxiety is because you're thinking about how hot she is and then you're wanting to get something from her. So there's a bunch of this pressure being built up in your mind because you're about to go put pressure on her. But if I'm just the guy and I become the person that sees a hot chick and I'm just going to go get her opinion on something, I can do that all day, right? And then it's from her response and the way that I can gauge her receptivity that tells me whether or not I can phase change into a name introduction. Hey, by the way, I'm Brian, by the way, what's your name? And then getting into further conversation, like, where are you from? Right? So again, guys, like, you really can get really good at this. You can master opening. It's pretty straightforward. Think about questions, compliments, and opinions constantly. It's about becoming the kind of person that is just curiously fucking unfiltered, man. It's about engaging the world and refusing to live in a fucking cage and forget about the response we get. We're still going to go after what we want. And we're going to be that person that's not confined and shackled and has no idea what to say, because we know how to wonder and we know how to, be observant as well. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. Compliments, questions, and opinions. Use those 3 things every single day, all day. Do it 2 times per day right now. Go. Peace.